So, we're in a different setting this time for More Than a Felon, and we're on set. Like we are on. What do you call that when people say we're on
site?
Like I guess we're on site. We're on location. That's what I'm looking for. We are on location, and we are at Save-A-Lot. And today I am here to interview a very good friend of mine, Alfred Cleveland. And this is how we pull up, just like this. Like this what More Than a Felon looks like. You hear me doing a mural. So you are painting a mural.
Yeah. So they wanted a mural that would represent the community.
Right.
Because they're starting this deli here. And they're real big on community. And they wanted community leaders on the wall that were like right from this area.
Right.
I originally put people like Steve Harvey,
right,
Ellie Berry, and all that. It was like,
they like, no, we ain't seen them in a minute.
Yeah. We want people from Superior.
Right.
So, Fannie Lewis.
Okay, yes.
Eliza Bryant. I wasn't really hip to her, but she was like a humanitarian.
Okay, because I know a lot of buildings around here are Eliza Bryant.
That's her. Still working on her. I'll be on this till later on tonight. Down there, I got a gentleman. What's the place? VA is named after?
Okay, the veterans?
Yeah. What's the name?
I don't know.
It's called something.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we don't know. We just know you're doing it.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want it. And let's knock it out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to attract people. You know, when you do something like this, and they're believing in you to do a work, I'm like invested in their success.
Absolutely.
So their success is my success.
Absolutely.
You know, they might hire me for something else.
Absolutely. Show up all the time like you're supposed to show up.
Exactly. And I've been preparing for this. Like I've been doing this particular style of art for like 15 years in prison.
Right.
Preparing myself for a time like this. I wasn't originally going to do these dots, but I knew it's an eye catcher, it kind of wows people, and it would do well with the deli to attract people over. You look at the picture.
Right.
Over here, generate more business, and that was the idea.
Right. So Alfred did, how long did you do in prison?
25 years.
25 years in prison. And how long have you been out?
This October will be 3 years.
3 years. Man, it seemed like that 3 years flew. Wow, 3 years. And I was just thinking, when I was going to come and interview the first time, I was like, I remember when you first got out, you were already preparing that meeting that we all went to.
Yeah.
You like, yeah, so I'm like, well, you know, you want to get out and chill for a minute? You're like, no.
Right.
No, this the day I get out, I need this meeting of the minds immediately. So you really got out, foot on the ground, and haven't stopped.
I wanted to meet with the community leaders to see what the need was in the community. I mean, y'all been out here in the trenches, you know. So I wanted to really try to put my finger on the pulse of what was going on before I did make any moves. And what better way to do that than to get with you who had already been coming in, we already had connected.
Right.
I felt I could trust you, I felt safe, you know what
Right.
I mean? Like, with my ideas,
Absolutely.
thoughts, you know what I mean? You can't just do that with anybody.
Man, who you telling? Nowadays it seems like I'm beginning to learn that myself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't tell everybody. I be so ready to love on everybody. It just don't be reciprocated. And before you know it be a motherfucker doing the same shit you just was doing. You like, bruh, I done trusted you with my idea. You done tried to run with it, even though you can't do it like me. You know what I'm saying? With the passion behind it. But I have learned to be a little more particular about who I spend and talk to my ideals with.
And I wanted to say, Stone, that I really appreciate you inviting me to certain spots, being around certain people that I normally wouldn't have access to.
Right.
Immediately put me around Pastor Kyle, inviting me to this event. And I never really got a chance to really express my appreciation to you sincerely from the heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm still such in the grind.
Right.
And it's a struggle.
Absolutely.
Especially for an
Yes.
trying to get on his feet.
Right.
And so I'm so far behind
Mm-hmm.
8 ball, you know what I'm saying?
And in your mind, you so far behind, but in reality, you seem to me like you already ahead of some people that have been out here for years. You know, there's a lot of artists out here who ain't got stuff like this yet. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't really been maybe putting the work in, or maybe they haven't been around the right people, or just really standing behind their art. So sometimes we think we behind. In reality, we be like way ahead. And we don't even be we harder on ourselves. Because we know where we came from. So we be like, I ain't this, I ain't that. No, you doing great, bruh.
I say that to say I want to make a point with that. Like you can't bring everybody through certain doors with you.
Right.
I appreciate that you did. Like I remember, I don't know if you know this gentleman. His name was Cody. He was a producer, very talented producer in prison. Helped produce some of Life's stuff, and he did some beats on Bone Thugs and Harmony's first album that went real big.
Okay.
And anyway, he wound up in prison. And he told me this story one time, Stone, that stuck with me. He said there was a guy that was with Eazy-E first from Cleveland. His name was James or something like that, and he was a singer, I think. Eazy was going to sign him and all that kind of stuff, but he wound up in the midst of his little journey with Eazy, bringing Bone Thugs and them out there, and we never heard of James.
Right.
What I mean? Not. It was meant to be what happened because it happened. But they signed Bone Thugs and them,
Right.
and we never heard of James. And you just have to be careful who you bring.
Absolutely.
Through certain doors.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't take that lightly, and I appreciate what you did for me and exposing me to different people.
Yes.
That was real.
I always was so appreciative because remember I told you when you called the radio station when you was in prison, and I was like, what I always wanted to do is come to prison, and you got me in there. I was forever grateful. I need you to get me back in there too, to be exact. They give me a hard time, but I was so grateful for that because that was what I always dreamed of doing, and and clearly it was a good thing because since then, I recently just saw somebody at Heinen's, and I was shopping and somebody was like, Stoney? And I kept walking because sometimes I hear that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Be so many weird people too. So I'm like, my peoples was like, you heard them? And I'm like, who? And he like, Stoney, is that you? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I was at Richland when you came to speak. I'm like, oh, what's up? He like, I've been here I got out 2 years ago. I've been working here for 2 years. And I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, thank you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I just, walked through the grocery store feeling a little bit better because, that was one of the people who was there. I got so much good feedback from that, that it made me want to go and do better, So I appreciate that. So, we just doing those favors back and forth for good people,
The dude who got me this job, he was a guy I was locked up with. He was a security guard here.
Wow.
They had been interviewing artists, and he told the manager, like, I know a good artist.
Right.
And he called me immediately, left a voicemail, and she gave me a shot, and here it is, I got the job.
Right.
But it's those relationships, like some people value, even I don't care where you at. Make sure that you respect people, and treat people right, because if I hadn't, I would have never.
Right.
It was a relationship. Some people don't value the relationship.
You better say that.
I came in by myself and I don't care. No. There's a lot of people that was there, that's out here, that's members of the community, taking care of their family, got businesses, working jobs, doing good. They just made a mistake.
Right.
So I value my relationships.
Yes.
I value all my relationships.
I was just about to say that, and not just in there, it's out here.
Yeah.
I just was telling somebody, they asked me, did I work somewhere? I said, I don't work there no more. They said, Dag, I was going to ask you to hook me up with them. I said, I still can hook you up with them. Just because I don't work there no more don't mean I don't leave stuff on bad terms.
Yeah.
I can double back on all that stuff. I'm a good person and I do good business, so I stand on that. So I said, I'm going to still hook you up with them. They're like, oh, okay. People be relationships mean more than anything, because a lot of times it ain't what you know, is literally who you know.
Exactly. Human resources.
For real. Customer service. For real, for real. So tell me one thing that you would tell people who are just getting out of prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What to do. You know what I'm saying? Or just give them a few tips for what they need to do when they get out.
Yeah, so this is good. You can go around there. You can go around, right? You don't have to get out and announce to the world that you've been to prison.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. You can if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to until the timing is right. As a matter of fact, the owner, he's right over there. I never even told him I was in prison yet. You know what I mean? Because I wanted my work
To speak for itself. Absolutely.
And we'll get around to that probably right after this interview. I'll talk to him because he just shared his story with me.
Wow.
It was a powerful story in of itself. But don't run from your experiences. Like, use your experiences in the past to help you. And what I mean by that is, okay, take this for instance. They needed this done in less than a week. And they wasn't sure if I could even do it. I mean, they questioned me, like, we're opening this deli next week. Can you do it? I said, well, the price won't, higher.
Right.
I got a business I'm running on my own, have to cut all that out, focus on this and be down here, X, Y, Z. But what they didn't know was I came from birth of the hip hop generation.
Absolutely.
Graffiti, which I'm not so proud of because, but it was a part of my history. And when I was a graffiti artist, I had to paint under pressure. I had to paint quick.
Right.
And the situation was like, this is a scaffold, sometimes you be in dangerous little situations.
Absolutely.
So I used that experience of being able to paint quick to actually be able to get this job done quick. I told them I could get it done.
Right.
And they didn't, I could see it in their eyes. They didn't necessarily know if I could, but it was nothing to me.
Right.
It was nothing to me. So you can use your past, for your betterment and as it's a notch. It's something that you put under your belt, like,
right.
that you can use. Another quick example, like if you've been locked up for any significant amount of time, you can use that to maybe if you want to go into a juvenile center or some youth thing, then you have more credibility.
Right.
The time you did will give you the credibility that you need with those guys because you've been through some of the things that they're going through, so you can use that. So in that aspect, use your experiences.
Absolutely.
Run from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little quick picture and I'm going to let you get back to this, but this is what I mean, guys, when I say more than a felon. Like, look at this. And they look good. Yes. Fannie Mae Lewis, activist and politician. Looking good up there. Look at that.
And that's Carl Stokes down there.
Okay. And that is Carl Stokes. Pillars in the community from Superior area.
Matter of fact, her house is right behind this store.
Okay. Y'all see
I
it?
really want to introduce you to this owner.
Okay. All right. So we're going to conclude this right now. I do some other.
Don't conclude it. I want you to interview him. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Because his story is inspirational and starting with a little grocery store. You know what I mean? This could help some people.
Okay. Yes.
How to come up.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, Bob. Can I get you for a minute there? I'm going to introduce you to her. Lakeisha, they call her Stony Smith.
Hello.
This is the owner right here. He was just telling me his story, and he really doesn't want to, impose on us.
Yeah.
But I told him,
I told him that this was all about him. So that's the way we want to leave it.
but can you tell him what's going on here with the deli?
I think that this should be about you, what you're doing up there. You know, that's what I think. I mean, this is a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Thing that you did up there. So let's not pollute it with anything else. Let's just leave it like that.
Come on down to Save a Lot.
Yes.
Got a new deli. The menu is crazy. Every day they're gonna have a particular item, perch one day. These specials, good prices. I just told them I normally shop at Dave's because the stuff is fresher, it's cleaner, more expensive. My wife hates it, but I just feel better with the quality of their products. But this Save a Lot, which has been upgraded.
Right, I
And
see.
under new management here.
Right.
Is giving Dave's a run for their
I'm
money.
trying to tell you. I came through, I was like, where am I at?
Yeah.
Thought I was walking on marble floor around this motherfucker. I was like, what is this? I was looking around like, where am I at?
Yeah. So this is a great thing.
Yes, and we're gonna come back when it's finished and check it out. But make sure you guys come and shop. This is right here in the inner city. You know, Superior, Save a Lot. They got Save a Lot looking like Saks Fifth Avenue around this motherfucker. But this is what, and then just to have those pillars of the community right there, it says a lot. So we definitely want to thank you, and congratulations for even getting the opportunity to do that, to shine light on them, you, and this new project and this new Save a Lot. So we definitely gonna get some of this. We're gonna get some of this deli.
Thank you, Tony, for having me.